has been a shocking rise in other kinds of, such as harassment, vandalism. An all-time high of 3,697 overall incidents of anti-Semitism were reported in 2022 in just the West. That is a 36% increase, which was also a record-breaking year at that time. The main cause of this troubling trend is the resurgence of outrageous stereotypes and conspiracy theories of Jews, which in turn arise from economic and political frustrations during times of capitalist crisis. In other words, capitalism and its inevitable catastrophic failures are at the root of it. As is typical at these times, far-right politics that very often include anti-Semitism have been resurgent, even being openly promoted by mainstream public figures. And frustrated people are being inspired and emboldened to adopt such views and commit anti-Semitic acts. But in reality, that is not the main storyline or the main quest. In the face of all of these accelerating and intensifying anti-Semitic attacks, many people of all different backgrounds maintain long-standing mutual solidarity with Jewish people, understanding that our struggles are all deeply intertwined. For example, in response to a recent incident of intimidation and harassment by neo-Nazis at a synagogue in Macon, Georgia, hundreds of locals of various races and faiths gathered in solidarity with the community. This is what must be carried forward on the road to collective liberation of our entire class, as no one is free until everyone, and injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. However, we need such mass acts of solidarity across all demographic lines of the working class to increase in both frequency and militancy. We cannot and must not try to rely on our capitalist political and legal system to stop them, because that simply never works. It is up to all of us. When the far right attacks any of our communities, if we don't directly, loudly, and strongly counter them in large, diverse, unified numbers, they will see that as an invitation to escalation, thus harming us all. To this end, what we need most is to build a broadly inclusive, united front against anti-Semitism that runs on genuine democracy with a strong working class program and leadership. This kind of united front would be a seriously powerful vehicle for Jews and other oppressed peoples to come together and fight shoulder to shoulder to crush fascism and anti-Semitism with radical working class political education and organized self-defense. At the heart of the genuine solution to anti-Semitism is solidarity across the entire working class and all its diversity toward an all-inclusive and integrated socialist revolution, with those who are most oppressed by capitalism at its forefront. This is the only means by which we can effectively, completely, and permanently overthrow the capitalist system that manufactures and perpetuates anti-Semitism and all forms of oppression against us, all of us, so we can build a far better world. Right now and forever, until we are all free, oppressed people must connect our interpenetrating struggle. We cannot effectively fight, let alone win, in isolation of each other. So for Jews and non-Jews alike, this unified international working class movement for worldwide revolution must include anti-Zionism, combating the poisonous false equivalency of anti-Semitism, and loudly and actively standing in opposition to the apartheid state of Israel and solidarity with Palestinians as well as all the rest of the world. One of the reasons I became a socialist feminist and joined the Freedom Socialist Party was my own personal experience of anti-Semitism in my life and the ongoing and growing threat of the far right. The FSP maintained unwavering commitment to eradicating all forms, or okay. The FSP maintains an unwavering commitment to eradicating anti-Semitism in tandem with all forms of bigotry and oppression. An essential component of which is confronting fascists directly, fearlessly, and together in unison, in an unbreakable bond, solidarity, and comradeship.
Thank you so much, Sam. Appreciate that a lot. Before we start discussion, I have special announcement by Amy. She'll come up here and here. All right, thank you so much. Thank you, Sam. My name is Amy. I'm here in the Bay Area. I live in Oakland, California, and I'm with the Socialist Party. We are all about what Sam talked about today, interconnectedness and solidarity, and to really recognize our own issues and their connections to issues that we might not experience personally, but that they're all coming from the same source. So I'm sure whether you're Jewish or not Jewish, Sam's talk really resonated, because that's really that's the moment that we're in. And we saw it recently out on the strike lines. We went out, or strike lines, and we even went out recently and talked to UPS Teamsters and talked about the issues, part-timers and full-timers making those connections. So the theme of Sam's talk, we want to have conversations about anti-Semitism and fighting it and Jewish leadership, but the idea of solidarity is really what came through, and it's a moment that we're in right now to make it real. So I'm here to say that that's what we really focus on in the party, and we focus on working class leadership and getting out there and really seeing each other as a leader and getting out there and making that work happen. So today I'm asking you, as a grassroots group who doesn't get any government funding, surprise, surprise, we do, as a grassroots group, we always need working class help and support to keep on doing what we're doing, to have this hall, to have the Zoom, to be able to bring Sam's talk to you in your offices, in your living room. So I do ask you if you would please consider making a donation to the Freedom Socialist Party. I'm going to pass around some pledge cards if you would be so inclined to make a donation. Sorry, I probably didn't see my V-neck t-shirt. But if you would be so inclined, we would greatly appreciate it. And we are working class to the core and feminist and anti-racist, and we are anti-Zionist. So we're going to put your money to the very best use that we know how, and we very much appreciate what it means working class money is working. So thank you so much. Thank you, Amy, and thank you in advance, everybody, for your generosity. So with that, I don't want to stop you, but I should have said this. I'm sorry. Please let them know they can see in the chat. I forgot to say. Oh yeah, you can also just put in the chat if you would like your donation, and that way at the end we will announce how much it is. These funds will be shared between the LA branch and the Bay Area branch. All right. So with that, why don't we go ahead and start discussion? If you can either raise your hand, put in the chat that you'd like to speak, or shout out, I guess. Christina's gonna help me with folks. You can look around San Francisco room. Henry, go ahead. He's on mute. Henry, you're on mute.
Oh, and LA would like to see your shirt, Sam.
I like the shirt.
Yeah, Henry, you are muted.
Oh, even so,
Okay,
still
but
now?
we can't hear him, so.
Henry, say something again.
Okay, you can hear me now?
Yeah, hear you.
Okay, let me try once more and then my screen shows I'm not muted.
Yeah, hear you. On speaker.
We hear him on Zoom.
Don't think it's our speaker.
We hear him on.
Okay, I've got a couple.
Okay, hold on.
I hear you on Zoom, Sam. You're good. On our end.
But what about Henry?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear Henry on Zoom.
Okay,
Okay,
great.
Henry, does Henry have his volume down?
No, we can hear him now.
Okay.
We'll go through the
So,
chair here. Go ahead, Henry.
Okay, I've got a couple questions. I think that I'll ask one. And when we see or experience right-wing bigots harassing our demonstrations, and they attack Jews with the slogan, "You will not replace us." And I wonder if you've experienced that and you can explain what that means.
So yeah, I think that yeah, so I have it, that is part of what I have experienced. And a lot of that is rooted in these conspiracy theory kind of ideas that there's an international Jewish conspiracy, take over the world, they control everything, economy, the media, all the educational institutions, everything like that. And that, yeah, that they are basically replacing non-Jewish white, which, as we know, is absolutely false. And it's connected also to, other ideas that, neo-Nazis tend to have, which is general kind of white, replacement theory, that white people are dwindling, all these other people that are greater number, a way for them to manufacture some kind of false oppression. Just like what they're doing.